everybody. Welcome to my new podcast. Yes, I'm gonna make a new one. If you see someone walking around in the back, that's just my brother. We share the same bedroom, so yeah, you're gonna see him walking around. If you're new and you don't know who I am, and someone recommended you to me, uh, my name is Wesley Belasui. I've been doing this for quite a while. I've been doing this since I was in high school, and I stopped at high school because of, you know, the people that I recorded with. I don't really talk to them anymore, but I would say that I had another podcast which I don't recommend going to because it was god awful and it was really bad. But I mean, it was cool. I feel like I've learned a little cool thing or two with that. So yeah, I don't recommend watching it though because I was really bad. I was really bad at editing and everything. So don't go ahead and look at that. So moving forward, I might do this independently. Maybe I would bring some people. I don't know. Pretty sure I will because I mean I'm gonna feel very very lonely doing this by myself. Um, but yeah, I just wanted to get that out of the way. Let's get into some new topics. A pretty cool thing that I wanted to talk about was movies. Like cool movies. Like I don't know, like movies that I've saw, and I say, I want to bring it up. So one of the movies I would say, uh, also like yeah, uh, I would give it like a pretty good, decent rating because I'm studying in film, so like when I watch a movie, I kind of want to see how it is and like how people bring out their ideas into the films and all that. So I went to go see like Long Legs. It's like this I guess you could say thriller. It wasn't horror. I guess like they tried to do horror, but they didn't. It was like weird. I thought okay, so the whole thing was like it was like a serial killer, and like the whole trailers kind of like spoiled it. But it was like a supposedly there's like a killer. Oh my gosh, a killer in the loose, right? But then it just I legit okay. The whole like advertisements was like throwing me off because I thought it was like a serial killer, like like oh man, like who's the serial killer and blah blah blah, right? But the whole movie was like about the devil. Like I don't know. I I think I would have gave the rating a better number if it was kind of more realistic in a way. Like I don't know. I thought like oh like it was a serial killer and that's it. Like nothing else. But then the movie kind of like shifted to like him being a cult leader in a way. I guess not like a cult leader, like a worshiper for like the devil, and like he had like an assistant. I'm not gonna really explain it that much, but like it was just really like okay, kind of like threw me off in a way, and I legit was just like so mad at the end. I was like, you know what? Yeah, no, this movie doesn't really get a good rating. So if you guys want to watch it, go ahead. I feel like maybe my rating is a little bit harsh because maybe I was thinking like it was realistic, but I'll give it like a 6. Yeah, it was 6 because I feel like it was pretty cool. I feel like it was dope in like the middle part of it. They had like sections of it, like part 1, part 2, part 3. But I don't know. I feel like it would have been better if they didn't put no parts because the parts didn't really make sense. Oh my gosh, you can see me sweating right now. Oh my gosh. Hold on. Okay, so now I'm back, all refreshed. Wet my hair a little bit. But anyways, so yeah, more media though. I would bring up more media. I don't know, and then I'll bring like stories at the end, to make it more interesting. But the new music that has been popping out have been like good recently, like really good. With the whole Kendrick and Drake, that has been really good. Obviously, I went to the concert for Kendrick. So that's my opinion on that. But Childish Gambino just dropped his album. Oh my god, it was pretty. I don't know. I wasn't really like that crazy excited for it when heard the album. It was like I would give it a light 7. It wasn't like the craziest album I heard, but it was good. I feel like it wasn't that bad. People were like saying that I was so disappointed when like I can't even talk. Like so disappointed when they heard it, and they were like, "Oh my gosh, this thing was horrible and bad." Like, bruh, people were like kind of complaining for like the most smallest things. But what I would say is, hold on, let me pull it up, because the people that were like featured in this album was kind of like not good. It was like bad. The people that were like actually like okay, I would say that like Legend was pretty good. Like Fushi, I think that's how you say it. Fushi was pretty good as well too. Um, the person in the okay, well, the song "Happy Survival" was really good too. Um, it was like a tropical feeling, which was like pretty dope to hear. But the people that I feel like were like really annoying in this song, or like not song, but like the whole album that kind of made my rating a little bit low, would be Mill Millie. Oh, Flo Millie. My bad. Sorry. But like, yeah, that was the worst verse I've ever heard in my whole entire life. I would say that that's the reason why I gave it a 7. Like that whole album was like, it felt tropical. I felt like I was in a tropical vibe, tropical jungle or something. But no, with that, it was like, what the hell? I don't know. I didn't like it. I don't like it. I don't know. I don't know. I really didn't mess with the whole flow with flow. It was it was really bad. But I mean, it was all right. I feel like it wasn't that bad. Another thing would be the Inside Out movie. That one was pretty good. I feel like the first one was more better. I feel like the first one was a tad bit sadder. Like the second one was kind of like, oh man, that's that's how we grew up. Like with the whole anxiety and embarrassment and all the other ones I look you forgot. But like that was like pretty like oh, like I feel like it would be like a good lesson for like kids that are growing up now, because like it kind of shows like you know growing up isn't gonna be that easy. You lose some friends, but yeah, no, it was pretty good. I feel like it wasn't emotional though. I heard people that cried for the movie, which was really weird. Like, how could you cry for the movie? I guess I don't know. I didn't feel like it was something to cry about, but speaking about old friends, I guess I wrote this in my notes. You can see, like, I'm not gonna show the whole notes, but I did wrote old friends and old podcasts. So I would kind of like bring it up a little bit. Oh, first of all, let me talk about the background first. I don't want you guys to look at my dirty room. I mean, it's not dirty because I cleaned up right now, but like I don't really want you guys to see the background right now because I have like posters everywhere, and I don't want people to make fun of me. So I had this whole like I don't know. I legit found this like in the web. I was like, I want a cool background. Uh, so yeah, you know, I'm gonna act like there's people in the back. Hold on, let me add them in. All right, there you go. See, there's like people in the back. You can see like everyone. They're not AI generated, but they're in the back. They're in the back. If you can't see and you're like listening to it, there's like I changed the background. Um, it's not AI generated, guys. It's not AI generated. Please, um, believe me. Actually, nothing about it because I was thinking about like old friends and everything. Like back then, I didn't even have like a background. Like you can see in the podcast that like I record in, like I was in the same room for sure, but like I was recording in the wall. Like I was like in front of my wall. It was like really bad. I looked really dorky too because I had a hat on and like I don't know, like I was still going through puberty, so my voice was like hella weird. So it was funny because I looked back at it like I don't know when, but it was like funny to me because I was like, no way I looked like that when I was like a kid. Um, Yeah, speaking of the old podcast was really interesting because it was around COVID. Like we couldn't go out. We legit couldn't contact each other unless we wanted to call each other. I had like my old friends come and I gave them my idea to make a podcast and they were like, hell yeah. So they did it. You know, uh, it was pretty interesting. I talked about like school drama and everything, which I would bring up around the end. Not the high school drama, but like middle school drama. Because I know people from high school are gonna like listen to this like podcast probably. So just to play it safe right now, if like if they would hear, but whatever. But yeah, like the old podcast was pretty interesting. It was my first time like editing like the longest video I've ever made, and I had no help. I had like friends tell me like, "Oh, I can help you." I like just send me this, and I'll be like, "Bro, I can't. I legit don't have like the I don't know like I don't how can I send this to you?" So I would just edit the whole thing because I'm like, I feel like you guys don't know how to edit, and I was being a little bit cocky about it, so I shouldn't complain. But it was hard to edit like a whole 1 hour or 2 hours actually. Um, and yeah, it was like it took me like a whole week to finish it. So yeah. Then the friends that I had, they were cool, but then it was obviously we were all like locked in, so like of course there wouldn't be a whole bunch of drama until afterwards when we came back. You know what I mean? So when we came back, sometimes people change, I guess. And things didn't work out in the end. So yeah, I had to like throw away that podcast, and I felt bad because I feel like I should go back and like maybe record a new one. But no, I rather just record here. I don't have a good name yet, so I might call it just like Wesley FM, kind of like a radio, Wesley FM or APOC FM. Probably I'll do that. Because APOC was like my old username, so I may make it that APOC FM. Yeah, so I had to throw away that whole podcast. And there were some good people there that I still talk to till this day, which, I still even if I see them like in person, I would still say hi. I don't talk to them. I don't talk to them like that, but like if I did see them, I would say hi. But yeah, like there's some good people in there. So I would say that it was a good 50-50 like healthy relationship that I have with that podcast. Other than that, I hate it so much. I hate that podcast so much. So let's talk about like old middle school stories. I remember this horrible, horrible, horrible incident that I had with this one kid. I feel like I'm like a really good person now. Like I'm not getting myself into drama. I'm cutting ties with people that I feel like are not going to be healthy for me in the long time, like in the long term. You know what I mean? And I'm doing good. Before I was a fucking asshole. I feel like I was like the worst person ever in like middle school. I was I was like a piece of shit. Like I would say why. I'm gonna say why. So I was crushing on this one girl, and it was a rough first crush or girlfriend, I would say, because I was awkward. First of all, it was my first ever one, so I know damn well I wasn't good at it at all. Um, so I tried my best. I would give like like oh little cute sixth grade things. Like I guess I was like 12 or 11. I don't know what's the age when you're in sixth grade. I don't know, but I messed it up, I guess, because I was like really shy. I was like really, really shy. So I did not know what to do in that relationship. People would tell me like, "Oh, hug her like in lunch and all that," and I'm like, "Okay." So I would do that, and then everyone's like, "Oh my god!" But I hated like people being there. You know what I mean? Like I hated people like looking at me or I mean I was shy. I didn't really like people coming at me and be like, "Oh, hug her," and I'm like, okay, I don't want to fucking do that. You know what I mean? Like I don't want to go on my lunchtime to go hug her. I was not I I did not want to do that, but because people were forcing me, and they were like, come on, just do it, just do it, just do it." I'd be like, "Okay, you know what? Fuck you all. I'm gonna do it right now. Give her the longest hug, I guess." But like, no, I wouldn't do it though, because I was like shy. I would like give her like a little side hug, like, ah, that's it. Like, it would be that bad. It would be the worst. I didn't really want to do a lot. I was a little holy boy. I did not want to. I did not want to do all that. So hugging was like the max for me. But with that, I wanted to say that because it's an important part of the story. Um, she just like dumped me afterwards. So she was like, you know what, I don't want to be in this relationship anymore, and she left. I it was like really dumb because afterwards I was like, no, 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 why would you do this? Like I would be like, dude. I mean, I was like, I don't know, like 11 or 12, and it was like embarrassing, obviously. And she would be like, okay, like, look, like, okay, I mean, I don't care, so I don't know why you're caring. Like, you didn't care at all. Kind of like you didn't even give me a hug. So why would you cry about it now? I'm like, oh, fuck. She got a point. But like, I was like, I guess trying to win her back, but obviously, okay. Before that, I knew that she was talking to like this one kid, and I was like, okay, that's a bit weird. That's a bit strange. And then I found that like he wanted to get at her, so that's why she broke up with me. I was like, bruh, okay. I mean, fair enough. Like like I wasn't really doing a lot, so I mean, it makes sense. Some guy is doing more things than me, but obviously, in my sixth grade mind, I didn't really like that. I was like, you know what, fuck this. I'm gonna do something to like get revenge. But mind you, I was like an idiot. I was a fucking idiot back then. So one thing that I do remember was that I my brother was watching SML, and if you don't know what that is, go search it up because I don't want YouTube to cancel this. So I remember they did like a whole Q&A. Yeah, Q&A, right? And one of the Q&As, they said something like, it was a joke. I forgot what the joke was. And they said, "Oh, you have a Cheeto hairline." Like I thought that was the most like, "Oh my god, this is going to be revolutionary," which it was, and I'm going to say why. But when my brother said that, I was talking about like the guy that my ex in sixth grade went after, you know, after me. And my brother was like, I forgot what the conversation was, but he said something like, "Oh, what a Cheeto hairline." And I thought that was the most funniest thing in the entire world. That I started saying it everywhere. When I came back, I was like, "Oh, dude, he has a Cheeto hairline." And everyone in sixth grade, they would think that would be like funny. They're like, "Ah, that's so funny." Like everyone would be laughing. And it was to the point that like everyone just knew the joke, and like everyone just called him like Cheeto hairline. I am not kidding. Everyone down to their mother would be like Cheeto hairline. And we did not call him by his real name. Like I forget his name. I'm not okay. Obviously, I'm not gonna say his real name here, but for the meantime, I guess we could call him Xavier. I guess. So I don't know. I just thought of that right now. But yeah, this poor kid Xavier, like he heard his name getting changed to Cheeto hairline, and I thought that was the most funniest thing, and I would make fun of him because of that. I would be like, "Oh my god, he has a Cheeto hairline," to the point where, like, dude, I not looking back at it, I'm just like, "Oh yeah, I was a complete piece of shit." Like, like I made this whole kid like I changed his whole identity in a way. Like I did not call him by his real name. I was like, you know what, you're Cheeto hairline. You're gonna be Cheeto hairline forever. And yeah, and I thought that would like win her back. Like, oh my god, he's so funny. And no, she did not. And they became like a whole couple until eighth grade. So it was, I mean, at the time, I thought I was like, oh my god, I got that sweet revenge. I got that sweet revenge. But no, no, I I didn't. The story just ends there. I would just end it off with that. But yeah, no, I was really, really, I was an asshole. You know, I do have stories. I have other stories. I do have other like little mm, horrible stories about me. Will I say it today? No, I would say it in another episode. If this is like good, like if this is good enough where I'm like, oh, you know what, I could make another one, then yeah, I would bring it up. Uh, just comment down below, guys. Comment down, or just send me a message. Be like, dude, those funny stories that you have there, say it, but please say it, and I'll do it. But other than that, yeah, like I was like, I was like a really horrible person, like in middle school, and I would say high school. Okay, I'll say one story from middle school, then one story in high school. Okay, so there was this like kid in high school. I'm not gonna name him because I know for a fact there's gonna be people like, oh my god, I know what you're talking about, but we're not gonna be sharing no names. There was this kid. I'm gonna call him. What's a good Hispanic name? Um, I might name him Duck. Yeah. So Duck was a kid in school, and okay, so this is like another asshole thing I would do. So Duck was uh, I guess like annoying like friend. I guess. I mean, he wasn't a friend to me, but like so I had a whole friend group in middle school, and we had this one kid that like he was like a lost puppy. You see a lost puppy, you give it a food and everything, like it would follow you. Like that's what Duck would be. Like we were like nice to him for like one. Okay, so he came to our class. Like it was like me and my friends in art school, not our school, art class, and there was one of my friend, like my old friend, was like, "Oh my gosh, there's a funny kid that like keeps saying this word and it's like funny and all that." And I was like, okay, whatever, right? And then I met the kid and he told me that like the kid came. Oh, so Duck came up to me and said that like little phrase that my friend was talking about, and I start dying, like dying laughing because I'm like, that's so funny. And then he just kept following us. Like he legit thought we were his friend because we laughed at his joke. And I thought that like okay, I thought he was like annoying as hell. I was like, okay, bro, it was funny at first, but now you're getting annoying. So we would say like a lot of mean things to Duck. Like it was like I can't even say it here because it was like really bad. I mean, maybe not, maybe not because it was really mean. But okay, I would mention this one story. So I'm gonna call this guy man. Okay. So, or no, let's call him Guy. Let's call him Guy because he's a guy. Okay. So we would make fun of Duck a lot, like a lot. It would be like an unhealthy amount of like shit we would do to him and like say to him. It was like a lot. It was really bad. But Guy did it the worst. And I would mention that like everything is settled. I don't know what happened. Legit don't know the end of the story, but I would mention that like I was an asshole and I did have asshole friends before. Yeah. Okay. So like I don't even know how to say it, but Duck left his phone in the table, and I guess a lot of people thought he was annoying. Everyone was like, "Oh my gosh, I fucking hate Duck. Like I really hate Duck," and they didn't really like him that much. And Guy was like, "You know what? Okay, so first of all, this is all like speculations. This is like story that I heard from other people, from this people, and it would move around and blah blah blah, right? But here's the thing. I think this story was funny in this way that I was told. Like when people told me this, I was like, this was funnier. So guy saw the phone that Duck left, and I guess Duck went to the bathroom, and guy snatched it and he put it in, like in his pocket. He was like, you know what, I'm gonna hide it, right? I'm gonna hide it from Duck because I fucking hate Duck. And when Duck came back, he tried to find his phone. He was like freaking out. He was like, "Oh my gosh, I need to call my dad. Oh my gosh!" Like he was like freaking out because like his phone was gone. So it was like really okay. I would say it was really sad, and I would say that I feel bad, and but I didn't do anything. I just heard about it and I started laughing about it, which I was an asshole. I should have said something to the authorities, but Duck left his phone, and the guy thought it would be a funny idea to take his SIM card. Mind you, I guess a SIM card is like something that I think it's like you need it just to call people. So I guess he heard that Duck was like freaking out that like he couldn't find it. So what guy did was that he grabbed a SIM card, put it in like in a corner of like a table, and smashed it in half. Mind you, I guess he felt bad afterwards because he was like, "Oh my god, I just did this." Like, "Oh my gosh," like he was like, "Oh my gosh, this is like crazy, right?" So he ran outside. Okay, first of all, I don't know what the fuck this happened, but supposedly, guy threw this story around saying that he found it in a bush, which didn't make sense because Doug said he left it in the table. I don't know. Anyways, so either way, guy didn't need to grab the SIM case and break it. And he said, like, no, I didn't break it. Other people did. But mind you, he was the reason why they took the phone in the first place. He gave the phone to someone else. And Duck was like devastated. And he was like, you guys got to pay me back $50 for this SIM card. And they were like, fuck no. They did not want to pay that shit at all. And when I got told the story, they were like, okay, this is like the real thing. It was Guy. Guy took it and then broke it and then is blaming it on other people. And I thought it was so funny because I was like, fuck Duck. That was the most funniest shit ever. Now thinking about it, like it was like the most horrible thing that anyone could ever do to anyone because that poor Duck was fucking crying. Like he was crying because he was like, "Oh my gosh, my dad is gonna kill me." And yeah. Then I kept that secret to myself. I was like, you know what? It's not my problem. I have no saying with this, and I just like I did not say anything. And now looking back at it, I feel bad because I'm like, bro, like I should have said something. I should have said something like, Duck, guy broke it. You should tell him to pay you a new one. But I didn't. I was an asshole. And yeah, like I feel bad. I feel like I have so much regret with that. I feel like I should have told him, but now not anymore because like it's been a while. But yeah, and then like afterwards, I guess he did pay him back. But like I was like, oh my gosh, I thought it was so funny at the time, and I feel like such an asshole. Like the Reddit's like, am I the asshole? Yeah, this is my segment of that. So, um, poor Duck though. Poor Duck. I have more stories of Duck that I could say. That was like really bad. I might say it in the other episode though, because I could say like, yeah, I could do a little segment. Let me do a little segment of like horrible stuff that happened in middle school and high school. I could do that. Okay, so this is another segment that I'll do that would be like ask Reddit, I guess, and I could like read little like questions being asked in Reddit. Mostly I would say a lot of like horror stuff. So hopefully this would be interesting for you guys. Yeah. If not, then maybe not. So first I'm gonna do movies, and then second I would do unsettling facts. Maybe that'll be interesting. mixing it around. Hopefully that'll be kind of interesting to people, because I'm a big horror fan. So reading this would kind of be like, oh, yeah, oh shit. Like, oh, I didn't know about that. So if you guys are a big fan of horror movies or a big fan of like scary, spooky facts, then yeah, this segment will be kind of cool for you. So first, I searched up what's a horror movie that's actually ridiculously scary. I can't read that well. And someone said Wreck, the original version from Barcelona. I watched the English version, and I think so. The English version is the second, version of the movie. So I haven't seen the first one. I feel like I should watch it. I feel like it's super interesting. So that's a pretty cool little movie. The Thing, if you like paranoid body horror, I would say that's true. That is very true. I would say that's really true because the movie is really, really cool. I would say the new one, not the new one, but like I think so. It was made in 2014 or 16. Oh, I'm not sure. Something like that, or 15. It was really good too. I feel like that one was like, it was a prelogue, or not prelogue. It was like what's it called? Like when they make movies and it gives like a background story of it. I forgot what's it called. Um, Remind me in the chat, guys. But like the second one that they made was like tied into the first one. But I would say the first one was really, really good because it was like Among Us. Like Among Us is really inspired by The Thing, so I would say it's really good. I feel like you guys should watch it. I feel like you should watch it with like the idea of like who it could be. You know what I mean? And it's like the special effects for that movie was like pretty like decent and raw because like it was like, I guess it was like they were trying to like experiment with like a lot of blood and all that. So like it was like really cool seeing that like in the older films. I feel like that's like really dope. Sometimes I don't really like watching like older films because I'm always like, oh my gosh, I don't know if this is how it's gonna be. Like I don't know how like the graphics or like the special effects. I feel like it's gonna be horrible. Like Loki is pretty good. I feel like it's really, really good. Another one I would say is The Strangers. I'm not easily scared by horror movies, but that one messed me up. And he quotes them. I haven't seen that movie. I heard like people say it was like really, really good, and because I don't know what's like the whole hype, but I would watch it though because I mean people really say it's really good. People are like, oh yeah, no, that one really, really scary and pretty good. Um, okay, this will be the last movie recommendation. Sinister. I watched that movie. That one was pretty all right. I feel like it wasn't scary though. I mean, like I don't know. I seen it by myself in the dark, and I was like, "Oh, I'm gonna put it in the. I will watch it in the dark because I want to see how like scared I could get because everyone says it's like the most scariest movie ever. But bruh, it wasn't scary at all for me. I mean, I don't know. People say the lawnmower scene was pretty good. I guess so. It got me like a little, but that's it. Like I don't know. It was good though. I would rate it like a 8. I feel like an 8. I feel like a good 8 because it was like a really like, oh my gosh. At the end, like, oh damn, I didn't expect this. But if you guys want to watch that, I feel like you guys should. That's my that'll be it for this segment. Some good horror movies would be Wreck, The Thing, The Strangers, and Sinister. I feel like those are pretty good. Pretty cool like movies to watch. If you guys are interested in watching, some good horror movies, I feel like those would be pretty good. I guess we're gonna do another segment. I'm gonna add this one. What are some useless, scary facts? Ooh. Okay, so maybe I might add like a scary background in the back. Not exactly useless, but there have been quite a few men who have died at the Grand Canyon because they thought it would be cool to take a piss over the ledge only to lose their balance. Okay, what the fuck? Okay, that's pretty cool. I feel like that's a pretty cool, interesting fact. Yeah, like, whoa, like, I mean, that's a pretty cool like icebreaker to say, like, if you're in a party, like, if you're in a party and like, some people want to know, like, oh, it's a pretty cool fun fact that like, you can be like, oh, there's been a quite few deaths in the Grand Canyon because some men wanted to pee. Yeah, and they were like, oh, okay. That'd be pretty cool. It's pretty interesting though. I never knew that. By you winning the lottery, you're increasing your chances of being murdered by a family member or any other person close to you. Whoa. Oh, and then someone said, I've also heard that winning the lottery increases your chances of being the victim of any violent crime, including home invasion, thief, and becoming bankrupt. That's why if you win the lottery, you should stay anonymous. Yeah, I feel like wow, that's really interesting. I feel like that's really cool. I feel like that's not cool to fear that you're gonna die, but I feel like that is interesting though. Like, damn, that just increases your chances with your family member as well too. Like, what the hell? Okay, let's maybe do two more. And yeah. So this one was a pretty cool, interesting fact I read. Years ago, I saw an episode of Monsters Inside Me where this guy was doing something outside and a fly flew into his eye. It only made contact for about a microsecond, but it was enough time for it to lay its eggs. After they hatched, they started eating his eye from the inside, and he was starting to go blind until a doctor figured out what was wrong. Ever since then, I get super paranoid whenever a fly goes anywhere near my face because of the scary fact that something like this could possibly happen to me. Okay, yeah, that's like that. Oh my gosh, dude! Like, what the hell? I mean, I think so. I wasn't afraid, I guess, but it was like I hated flies that would like fly around dog poop, and then they'll fly around your like leg or something. Cause like, ugh, okay, you just stepped on shit, and now you're just fucking landing on my foot. Like, oh my gosh, I did not like that. I still hate flies. I don't like flies too. So that, oh my gosh, imagine like it steps on dog poop and it goes into your eye. Yeah, no, I'm done. Yeah, yeah, no, yeah, no. There's a guy in the world who died from the most minor injuries. But okay, I guess you could say like with the most minor injury, it could be like a little paper cut, and then you like died over it. I guess. I mean, they never really mentioned who it was. So someone said that I've read about a case where a stub toe caused death. Wow. Okay, that's not. I mean, wait, how could how could he die? That's interesting. Maybe we should read about that. Maybe next podcast. We'll read about that for the last segment. But heard of a king who died from a nosebleed choked on the blood. Yeah, that is insane. That's actually so crazy. And then someone said that my grandma told us that she had a great uncle who had plucked his nose hair and then he had died from an infection from it. This was supposedly in the late 18s to early 19s when personal hygiene wasn't at its best. Don't know about the story if it's true, but it's been stuck with me for years. Yeah, I mean there wasn't like a lot of like great medicine. One more. Most laugh tracks were recorded in the 1950s. You are hearing dead people laughing. What? Oh my gosh. Okay. Okay. One more. Okay. Because that was pretty interesting, but chiropractors kill more people per year than sharks. I've always felt like my back was like hurting like crazy, and I was like, if I ever go to a chiropractor, would they kill me? No, because like, have you seen like those like people that twist like the little kid's neck? No, like I am not trying to be like that little kid. Like let me add the clip here, but like I'm not. I am not trying to be like that kid. That kid looked like he died, and they made memes about him dying. And no, I'm not trying to be like that. I'm not trying to be turned into a meme because I went to a chiropractor. and I died. And shark attacks. I remember one actor died. I don't know who it was. I might add it to the screen probably, showing it. But yeah, I remember hearing that like an actor died, or I forgot who it was, someone famous, and by like a shark attack. Like I guess it's really common, I guess, to die from chiropractors, but like no one talks about it, so it's like pretty insane. Oh, that's pretty spooky. All right, so I guess that'll be it for the podcast. This is my first ever podcast. I want to make it short because I'm gonna edit this, and I don't know if I'm gonna be doing good. Probably, I don't know. Maybe, I don't know. What do you guys think? If you guys like this, then tell me, text me. I'm gonna add my Instagram account here, or in the comments, or in the description, and shoot me a message. I guess, I don't know. If you guys want to be in it, you guys would like think it's interesting, and you guys want to be in it, I would be super down. Just tell me, and I would see if I can. If not, then I would tell you. I'll be like, hey man, I can't do it. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But I hope I could. Anyways, I hope this interested you enough to like it, to add it to your playlist, I guess. If you like this video, then please give it a like. And if you guys don't want to hear it no more, then yeah, then I'm not gonna do this anymore. But I feel like I would do more. I feel like I'll do more. Don't worry, don't worry. If you guys like it, I would still record. I would record like 5 more. And if it doesn't turn out well and people don't like it, then yeah, whatever. At least I tried. Anything else to say? I guess. I guess that's it. Yeah. All right. Bye.